Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sports Bites. Sports Bites, we are your number one sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds, sports and snacks. As always, I'm your host, Randall Horn, and tonight on the podcast, we've got, to my right, my brother Don Schro. What's going on, Don?
What's up, man? How we doing?
Not bad. How you doing, bro?
Doing great.
Across from me, we've got my beautiful wife, Rachel. Rachel,
Hey,
how you doing this evening?
Good. Glad to be here.
And beside Rachel, good friend, buddy, podcast pillar, everything along those lines.
Buddy.
Not your buddy,
Robert
pal.
Buddy and your
That's my
pal.
friend.
Robert Bialik. Robert, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Well, as always, we're brought to you tonight from beautiful Varsity Park Studios, coming from you from Varsity Park Studios at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative storage and business center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com. Got a great episode tonight. A lot of fun stuff going on this week. Big things happening in sports. Big things happening just kind of with the podcast. A couple people having some fun this last week that we're going to talk about.
Some big happenings going on.
Absolutely. We got Brent already in the comments. Brent, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Brent?
Hope you're doing well. Also want to throw a shout out to the man behind the scenes over here, Josh Richards, keeping this thing alive and rolling behind the scenes. Josh feels a little under the weather, but he's toughing it out for us tonight, keeping this thing rocking and rolling.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, no technical difficulties today.
Absolutely. And as always, we want to throw a shout out to all of you fans out there. Thank you so much for being a part of this. We love the engagement. We love the comments. We love seeing the subscribers and the likes and all of those things. And we just want to thank you again so much for being a part of the Sports Bites family. And thank you for watching this evening. We hope you have a great time watching.
Yep.
Well, that being said,
Blast off.
it feels weird moving into this next segment without Brent.
It does.
You know, and you know,
usually.
this will happen from time to time.
Feels right though.
I mean, I like the way it feels.
Really?
Kind of.
I feel like Dr. Mike
Likes the
is
way
about
it
to
feels
put, like, a
without
dirty
Oxlong
emoji.
here. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's coming.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
It's
Well,
coming.
we're going to go ahead and fire this thing off with some snacks. Now, I picked these snacks up while we were in Baltimore. I am not the director of snack content, so these snacks are kind of weak, in my opinion. But
Lame sauce.
I think that they're going to taste good. I know that
You're right.
the first one is going to taste good just because I got a big bag of them and a small bag of them, and I tried the big bag already, so I know exactly how they taste already.
But maybe the proportions will be different.
There's a possibility of that. There's a possibility. So
There's a big difference between a mini Reese cup and a regular size Reese cup and the big cup. They all have different flavor profiles.
that is a good point. That is a big point.
So
But are these different sizes, or is it just a different size bag?
no, they're mini.
Yeah, these are minis. Smaller
Gotcha.
bag, but smaller. Yeah, smaller. So we've got
miniatures.
we're going to start it off with Sanders Small Batch Wonders Milk Chocolate Sea Salt Caramels.
I'm gonna dock it a couple points already. There's too many words.
Get to the point.
Simplify.
Which words do you suggest that they leave out? I think milk.
Oh, I'm not.
I think
I'm
milk.
not.
Well, I
creative
mean,
here.
I think
I'm
just
saying
chocolate
that's
is
too
okay.
much.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
right.
want to
We
hear.
can leave
I don't
that
want
out.
to hear
Let's
that.
do
much.
one.
Well, I
And
will
salt.
As a
say, I will
customer.
say the big ones, a lot of salt on those.
Yeah.
These don't look quite as much, so maybe
Yeah,
these
all the
will.
salt probably went to the bottom of the bag. I'd say.
Yeah, these.
Probably.
Oh, this one hasn't. I want a salty one.
I bet you do.
You like the
I do
salty,
too.
Salty,
salty dog.
salty.
Oh,
So I knock it.
I
for
can
you,
hear the
crystals.
salt.
Yeah.
You shook it just now. I heard it. All right.
and
Well,
all
here
this
we go.
fella. Cheers.
Standard small batch milk chocolate sea salt caramels.
I'm gonna get one with salt on it.
Yeah.
Like a little bit.
Gotta get
that
the
one
full
didn't have
exposure.
a thing of
Nothing.
salt. There we go.
There we go.
No, I still don't think that.
Gotta
happened,
give
but
one
we're
to
Just pour the salt.
my
in your
boy over here.
hand. All right. Here we go.
Oh yeah, we
good. I'll
will.
just
We're going.
rub the
Cheers.
salt from my hand.
Okay.
Mm.
I've had the big ones that are salty, and that last one only had like one or two little bitty
Yeah,
grains of
salt
salt.
would make that a little better. I didn't have any.
That was, I kind of liked it without all that extra salt on it.
Josh. No.
Good.
Big grains of salt.
It's a good.
That's not bad. It's
good little Good little
yeah,
miniature.
Rachel's over here like struggling to keep her shit together.
Like minis.
Already like my favorite. Yeah, like already so many of like my favorite things going on.
I like these better
Get
than
a high
the
score.
Lindor chocolates we did way back at the very beginning of the podcast, and those got rated really
I was like,
high.
that was like number one.
I think it was. I
I
think
did
it
not
was
like
first
those.
episode.
Number one episode
I'm not a huge
from the
caramel,
basement.
like person. I like caramel, like as a.
It's not too
accent.
much.
I'm sorry. What's the word?
Caramel, caramel,
Caramel.
potato,
I'm-
potato.
caramel.
I know.
Gosh.
I know it's just a me thing.
Oh,
Sure, it's
yeah.
EJ.
Here we go.
Like being rude.
Yeah. Yes, exactly like that.
I like it like as an accent to other things, but when it's like the main thing, like in this, I'm not a big fan.
I kind of feel that way about chocolate, to be honest.
But they weren't. The chocolate was good. The
It wasn't
chocolate
too
did
much.
taste
It
good
wasn't too
enough.
much.
Cam is on, but he just messaged me. How the hell do I comment?
Go to the live.
Cam, you son
Chat.
of a bitch. He said, thanks, Terry. We'll get to that in a little bit. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, so,
Was that the name when you were drunk?
no.
No,
It's a funny
No,
story
Ben,
behind
it's
that
a good story.
Okay. We'll get to that later.
All right. Well, rolling right through.
What else you got?
I like those. I like those
Those are
a lot.
delicious.
Yeah, not bad.
So, I like high chews. I saw them.
High
They
chews.
always like the bags are always like super colorful, and it just entices me. So I'm like, you know what? Well, I saw these, and I had not seen them in any of the stores we have here. They might be, they might not. I wasn't exactly looking for them, but they sounded really good because of one little thing. So I've got High Chews Soda Pop Chews. 2 flavors. We've got your standard cola, and we've got Remune.
We got what?
Remune. Now, I'm a big fan of Remune. So Remune is a Japanese soda, I believe. I don't know if you've seen them. Yeah, they have a marble in them, and when you open them by pushing this plastic thing down,
I have seen
knocks the marble in. Really good sodas. Not
Pretty
a
cool.
like they're
It's a
not.
gimmick.
I'll take cola.
You'll take cola? Okay. Okay. Well, I'm taking Remune.
I want to taste both.
I'm taking.
Is there enough? Can
I'll
I
just
taste
get one.
both?
Yeah, there's a ton of. Yeah, there should be plenty in there.
Yeah. Let me get the. We got.
You got the Remune.
Got the Remune. Let's do it.
Who's got the Remune?
I had high chews in a while.
I know. When I saw them, I was like, man, I haven't had one in quite a while.
The high chew?
Mm-hmm.
I do love a high chew.
Yep.
Can I get it open? Yes.
Smells exactly like.
All right, I'm gonna go
we
with
go.
cola with Bob.
Remune. Smells exactly like Remune.
What in the world?
Smells like.
That's a little like bubble gum. Did you see that? It
Yes.
popped out of my mouth, the Remune.
It popped.
Ramon popped out of your mouth. What?
Yeah, Remune.
He'd have never made it.
It's not bad.
It tastes just like Remune. I like that one.
I wouldn't say this tastes just like cola, but it has a familiar taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's definitely not a natural flavor.
No.
Says who?
Well,
Well, the bag.
Oh, the bag.
I picked these straight off the high chew tree, so you guys need to calm down with that shit.
Well, the bag.
Brent rolling in the comments already. Josh,
Bang. Good catch.
because I know Josh has had Remune.
Oh, yeah,
You
it's
know
pretty
what
good.
it like tastes like?
All right, all right.
It tastes very familiar.
But it's not cola, really.
No.
Remune's pretty
When
good.
I had one of the cola ones, it reminded me of like cola gummy bears. That's all I got off of
You
it.
mean artificially flavored cola?
Well,
Yeah, I
cola
thought-
is artificially
know.
flavored
Yeah, I'm like,
in
wait,
the first
what?
place.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this one.
Ah, Cam's in the group.
Except for
What
clear
up,
wine.
Cam?
Maybe that's what it tastes like. Never mind.
No, I would have checked it out.
Oh,
I get
goodness.
Cam on here one day, right?
I think so. I was gonna ask him.
Knows a little bit about sports here and there, I think.
Could ask him about his illustrious softball career.
That's true. That is true.
Was it short and sweet or?
No,
He
it's
still
still
plays.
going.
Oh, he still plays?
Yeah.
Did he ever play with us?
No.
No.
Did-
I don't even think he played against us in any of the leagues.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know he played.
No, one of those. Oh. Pretty good. All right. Not bad.
Sweet. Not too bad.
Pretty good.
Neither one of these is a bag of, well,
Good scores coming.
those are not a bag of things that I would sit down and eat the whole bag watching.
No.
the
Nah,
Them-
just like
those
a
right there, though.
chill snack.
Yeah,
I
those
may
would
eat
probably
that
go
way.
down like that.
Like
Like
now.
the chocolate tastes
Like
really
now.
good.
Yeah.
On that,
Yeah,
It's
it
not
wasn't
big.
too much.
all that the caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I felt
Same.
like the caramel in it is light.
Caramel.
It's
Caramel. Right,
Toilet-
it's not really
toilet.
hard. It's a soft. Does
It-
it say soft caramel?
well,
Because it is a soft.
not just the consistency of it, but the like sometimes you get stuff with it, it's like overpowering. That's all you taste.
Oh.
Those, I mean, it blends really well. So
I'm good.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it. All right, well, let's move into sports. Got the bites. Let's move into the sports.
Rolling, rolling.
right now, big thing. I think we all know. It is all over. The NBA Finals is done.
Thank God.
Finally.
I'm like,
Yeah, those two are excited. Now it's WNBA season,
no,
right?
I'm right there with them. Like, it was, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I watched some games that were interesting. I liked watching Dallas. I will say this, as you know, playoffs are playoffs, whatever sports and all that. I just, golly, by the time it was over, it was like, okay, I'm done with it. I'm like, I know you're a big basketball fan, so it's different for you.
No. I actually agreed with you because, I mean, yeah, Luka was like the best player in the playoffs. Probably he probably should have been MVP, but people didn't realize this. Like he could score his ass off and make a bunch of assists and everything. He couldn't defend all year. Didn't matter who he was going up against. So all they did was they took that and they said, Tatum, go at him the whole game. Brown, go at him the whole game. That's what they did, and that's how they won. Because him as the primary defender, they scored a crazy percentage from the field.
Yeah.
Just because he slows the game down on offense. On defense, you can't slow the game down on defense. The guys that have the ball are controlling the pace. So when you go right at him over and over and over, you're getting him tired, you're getting him battered, beat up, and they eventually
They can kind of control.
they took care of their flaw. Like that's what Minnesota wasn't doing though. Like Edwards wasn't taking advantage of Luka's flaws. Like
No.
that wasn't his primary defender. So
Brent says the Mavs were frauds,
nah.
made the finals lame. Nah.
Mavs had a way tougher road. The Celtics had an easier road, not only in the playoffs but the whole season. So their players were a lot more rested, and if they were in the Western Conference, there's no way they're winning. So that's just me.
What about you guys? What's your favorite thing about the finals?
It's over.
I know. I was waiting for it. I was just kicking the door open for you, buddy.
The one thing,
From a bettor's
the one
perspective,
takeaway I
though.
have from it is Boston fans suck.
Well, I didn't think we needed this to know that.
Oh,
Like-
elaborate.
There's
Here we go.
such whiny. Like,
Massholes.
it's. When getting online, you would almost think that they lost the championship. How much they were whining about how they were treated over the last 3 years. Okay, you won. What are you whining
Yeah, what
about
else do
3
you want?
years ago for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
do you want?
Like they're so quick to do the cold takes exposed thing where they want to expose people for just saying their opinion
Yep.
before or what the finals. They're so quick to do that. It's like just enjoy. You want a champion, just enjoy.
Yeah.
Who cares what everyone who isn't involved with Boston had to say about your team for 3 years?
Yeah.
Brent feels as though you are besmirching.
Of course he is. Because he somehow associates
Because
himself with a Boston
he's a Boston fan?
Yeah.
And here's the thing with
That
the
just
East.
shows how widespread it is against all sports.
The thing with the East too. Sixers would have been great with Embiid. They were playing without him. Pacers would have been great with Tyrese. They were playing without him after game one. The Knicks would have been great with Brunson, with Randall, with all the guys that are missing. They didn't play them, but they probably wouldn't have beat them if they did. So not only did they have an easy road, like they played the teams without their best players. So it was that much easier for them to win those games. I don't know. I don't have anything good to say about it because they earned it in everyone else's eyes, but the Mavs earned it a lot more to me because they played a lot higher competition all year and throughout the playoffs. So.
Now, from everything that I don't watch a lot,
Yeah.
but everything that I've seen this year of basketball, the Celtics were the best team.
Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah,
said
record-wise, yeah.
No, they were the best team.
Like overall.
Oh, they
yeah.
had the best team.
well, we said it before we were
From
even
what
in
I've
this
seen, just
studio.
my eyes, from what I saw, they had the best team. They were going to win the championship.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, we called it 3
yeah,
months ago.
Yeah, months and months ago when we looked at the odds, I mean, they were the
I don't take anything
long
away
through.
from their
I just hate
championship.
Boston, honestly.
I hate them too.
I hate the fact that they built a super team like the Warriors did with Durant back in the day. Like it was a team that
But what? How did?
like-
And I disagree with that. How did they build a super team?
The Boston? How did Boston build a
Isn't
super
that what
team?
they want to
Like
do?
right now?
They built one this past year.
I mean, if you think adding Porzingis and Drew Holiday is building a super team, that's not like I would say Boston's first championship in '08. That was more a super team
Yes.
than this one.
Absolutely.
This is as far away from the old super team the triplets and the super teams that were being built. This is actually away from that. I think this team was actually built organically. Tatum was drafted, Brown was drafted. Now, did they take these pieces and did they add to it? Absolutely. That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah.
do. I don't think this wasn't a building a super team. And as for the Warriors, they were a super team before they had a Durant. That was just
Yeah, that was the
Durant wanted
unfair team.
That was just a Durant wanted a championship, so he went and played with the cool kids.
Yeah.
I think this is actually moving the NBA away from the super team thing, because most of the teams that were up there that were contending aren't really super. Like
They're not
Dallas is as close as you get with Kyrie and Luka, but everyone else they have like one superstar. And then they've built around them. One, maybe two superstars. and they've
Clippers,
built around
yeah,
the Clippers had all those guys, but
Right, but
They all got hurt.
It looks like I wouldn't put the Celtics into that super team thing. That looks like they're trying to that they built that pretty organically.
I could go with that for sure.
I mean, I would say they do have 4 All-Stars in their starting lineup, though.
But that's
But
not,
they didn't-
That's
They didn't seek them
didn't
out.
Go, They didn't go
Drew
and
Holiday was in the Trailblazers, and then they stole
went-
him from him.
They
Keep
went and
doing
got him in
that.
free agency.
Microphone.
Keep doing that.
The super teams of the past, like the Heat, they went. LeBron went, Bosch went, and joined up with some, and they were like, "We're building this super team." Like all these, it was like these superstars would get together and be like, "Let's go to this team and build a super team." That's not what happened with Boston. They drafted Tatum, they drafted Brown, they drafted Marcus Smart, they drafted all these players.
Sure knows
They
a lot about
they were
basketball.
they were young and they were struggling to get through. So they were like, "Well, what can we do to build around these players?" And they were like, Porzingis,
Yeah.
Drew Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are these all-star players? Sure, but when you're building a good team, you want good players.
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah,
you're
I'm
not
just saying
picking
that
up crap
their
players to add to
caliber-
your team that
They're-
you want to
and,
win.
and I wouldn't
Caliber
put
is way up here.
Drew Holiday isn't a superstar. Porzingis isn't a superstar. Those super teams were 3 superstars coming together to form one team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even. Tatum is barely a superstar in my opinion.
5 mini lion robots come together
Combined.
to form one.
Transformer.
Optimus Prime is a super team.
Well, I do want to talk about one thing about the finals that it kind of pissed me off, and I mean, it's a personal preference thing. I still feel as though it was kind of a bullshit way of doing it. Was Celtics through 3 close games, not close games. They were clearly the better team in the first 3 games. The 4th game in Dallas is the second game in Dallas. They get blown out of the water. They go back to Boston and they win that game in Boston. And I'm like,
Convincing fashion.
but I'm like, that's sandbagging a game. Like you're sandbagging a finals game. Now, whether it's for
That was a better thing.
if it's
I don't think it was betting. I think it was they wanted to win it in
finish
front
it
of all the
in-
home crowd.
course.
in Boston.
Yeah.
But my thing is I'm like, this is the final. Like that's
Why would
kind
you
of
give another team the momentum?
There is
like-
no, because you're up 3-0.
Yeah,
no
that's not
team.
momentum.
It's not happening.
it.
That's like
There's
a
no
pity win.
momentum. Yeah.
That's like we are confident enough in our ability to just say,
And I think that,
play it
and I
half
think
drive.
Game 5 proved that there was no momentum.
Yeah, no, the game 4, the Boston team that played in game 4 that lost. That's how I felt from the first moment that I was like, they're sandbagging a game because they did not play at all like they did at all through the playoffs. They played worse than their worst game up to that point in the playoffs. You could tell they weren't playing they weren't playing their caliber of basketball, and they were doing it on purpose. And that one was one that just kind of it pissed me off. Whether it is a better thing, whether it is wanting to go to Boston to win, whether
it could be.
whether it's the NBA saying, "Hey, you guys sweep, we only make money off 4 games.
Yep.
We need at least another game out of this thing because we're not making money if you sweep." There, but what's your thoughts on it? Like, do you think?
I think it's more just they wanted to win it in Boston.
and
It's a crazy thing.
well,
think
yeah, I mean
about that,
that's what I'm
you know?
saying though. But
Yeah,
like,
but,
if you like,
It's all like if they were trying to lose either, no matter what reason the reason
Right.
is, it's stupid.
The thought
crazy.
of that, yeah, they
well, that's
would.
what I'm saying. Like, do you have a problem with if that is what it was? Do you have a problem with sandbagging a game in the finals of in the NBA finals?
Yeah,
When you're up 3-0, not really in basketball. No, not really.
I do because it does have implication on betting.
It does.
And I mean, not that I'm a huge gambler.
But no, but
But-
sports betting it does open the realm.
It
up now.
does, and
really
that there's a
does.
lot of money in that. And if I mean, we found right, people have been banned from playing their sport. And da, 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 da,
Well, if it's
because-
connected to betting, then like if the players themselves are connected to bet and that's why they're doing it, then it's an issue. But if they're not and people are just getting screwed up by the
the NBA.
by it just happened to these guys just wanted to close it out in Boston, that sucks on you making that bet, but it wasn't like they were trying to make you lose that. Like there was I don't know. If the players are doing it for a bet, I feel like that's a bigger
For
issue.
their own game.
Right.
So let me ask this then: is there a problem if say a player, say Tatum or Holiday or somebody, posts on Twitter an hour before the game, we're going back to Boston?
Well, then that it's probably going to be an issue for the NBA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'd be
Yeah.
it'd be an issue for a lot of things, but that's what I'm saying. In a sense, it's kind of what they're doing anyway. If you're sandbagging a game, you're basically coming out and saying like, yeah, we're going back to Boston.
Right,
In
but
Boston.
if you do, without coming out and saying it, it's just speculation. So coming out and saying
even if
it-
you came out and said it, it's still speculation. You're one player on the team. Like what you say doesn't matter as far as what the team's doing. You can
It
come
was
out
still
and
just
say that.
speculated that OJ killed his wife.
Alleged.
yeah,
Allegedly.
Just saying.
We're not talking about Juice.
I'm just
Rest
saying.
in peace. Oh, that one's gonna get some
Talking
backlash.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, that was.
Backslash.
Where's it at? Where's that? No, just an interesting take on it.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, from a NBA fans' perspective, it kind of just seemed like they threw the game, like maybe what Robert's saying, get back to Boston, play in front of their home fans, or like, hypothetically from a bettor's perspective, people that bet on the series to be swept, the odds are probably skyrocket high, but then Celtics in 5 was probably a little bit lower, and then, that happened. So maybe the bettors gained a little bit more money from the series not being a sweep.
Yeah.
You could think about that, but it is what it is.
They could very well be the only thing with like that conspiracy is there would need to be the books would need to be in on it. The NBA would need to be
Yeah,
in on it,
that's what I
and the
said,
players. That's a
hypothetically.
lot of people, a lot of moving parts
Without
for
having a-
nothing
whistleblower.
Well, without having a whistleblower either, somewhere in there you'd have.
exactly. There's too many moving parts for something like that, but
But there.
it's very
But do
still.
you-
So you're
possible.
telling me there's a chance?
But
Like,
regardless, do you think that they played less because they were up 3 games? Do you think that
No.
they took their foot off the gas and did not play as hard as
oh,
they
I
had
felt like their foot
in
never
3
touched the
games
gas.
before? Do you think they were just coasting through the game, or do you think that they were playing the
There
game?
was a lot of moments during the game, especially highlights and stuff I've seen that looked like they were literally going through the motions.
Like practice.
That's
I mean,
we're not
But
talking
you
about
also had a
I-
team playing that they were probably going through the motions, but you also had a team that was playing
Desperate.
an elimination game.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They were playing
absolutely.
desperate.
And-
And
Well,
then
and-
they get that win You go home now. Boston's like, okay, they're
They're
one. Playing desperate. Okay, let's go. Like
Yeah.
we.
Well, and
So
good on-
they could have been. They weren't thinking about any of that shit. They just were like,
Yeah, and honestly, that's what it's part of this whole podcast thing, man. Like sometimes you got to make a story, but I'm like, is that a story? I think there's a possibility because I like I said, I felt like they didn't play at their same level they played all the way through. Good on Dallas for getting a W in Dallas during the finals before it went back. I mean, they got
be happy for them.
Say what?
That's a Brent kind of win. Brent, that's a celebration win right there.
Cam said, I don't think those guys would risk winning a championship just to go back home and do it. One team playing for their life and the other one isn't worried. And that's a very good possibility. That, like, as you were saying, like organic, that's the organic way of looking at it is, no, this is just the natural progression. They were up 3-0. You don't have to be in sixth gear with your foot to the floor in that game. You can take it easy. You can put it neutral and coast a little bit and let your guys kind of rest up. That's like Brent saying, why play the fourth quarter with starters when you're up 3 games getting blown out on the road? I get that side of it. Like, you've got a 3-game buffer. I get resting some guys in the fourth quarter. Hey, we're not going to fight this thing. I just don't feel like they came into that game at all with the intention of winning. From the very beginning of the game, it never really looked like they were truly trying hard to win that game. And that may be the case. Like, they had a 3-game buffer. I'm saying the only problem I would have is if there was something behind it other than the fact that they were just like, no, we're up 3 games. It's a buffer zone. We want to rest a little bit and take it back to Boston and win.
Yeah.
I mean, people see after 3 games like, oh, Celtics have dominated every bit of the series. Like, no, they dominated game 1. Game 2 and 3 was pretty close till the entire end. The Celtics have really great finishers on their team.
Yeah.
They got Brown, they got Holiday, they got Tatum, they got Porzingis. All can finish in clutch moments. Mavs have Luka and Kyrie, and if they're not shining at the end of the game, they're not going to win.
Luka's also stupid.
I like Dallas and I like
He's
watching
also
Luka, but I'm going to tell you now, Luka.
As far as what part?
He's a hothead dumbass. That's what he's a hothead
Yeah,
dumbass
he's talks
who
way
doesn't
too much.
defend.
You're right. I agree with that.
I saw I said a crazy tweet. It was like, how's a motherfucker gonna foul out of a game and not play a lick of defense?
With 4 minutes left, it was clutch time too. It was
With
like
4 minutes left,
it was tie
the
game.
dumbest penalty
Yeah.
away from the ball, and then you're gonna yell at your bench. You better fucking challenge that.
I'm not gonna lie, that last one was garbage. All the other ones were fouled. That last one, he literally took the charge and they called it
No,
foul.
he was moving. He was moving, and you don't when you have
lot of
5
calls
fouls
could
on
be
you,
called that,
you
though.
don't try to make that.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
agree.
stupid play with 4 minutes left. It's stupid. You don't try to play defense at all the entire series, and then when you have 5 fouls of time you shouldn't, then you try to step in. He's
agree.
stupid. And he gets on. He yells at the way he yells at the refs. The refs hate him.
LeBron, I know.
The refs hate him. So he's part of the reason as well.
Well, and I will say this, through the playoffs, I noticed Luka, I have never seen somebody hit the ground and come up looking like this for the refs every single time. I haven't seen a person do it like that since like Patrick Mahomes last year.
He would fit in Boston.
And Patty
Great
Mahomes is like one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but he definitely throws his hands up all the time looking for a call. And I mean, I don't understand why his game is good enough that he doesn't need to do that. Dave at work, he was saying something. He said something along the lines at the beginning of the playoffs, I think it was. We were talking, and he said something about Luka, and he was like, I don't like Luka because he plays like a pussy. And was like,
Okay.
I get it. Like, he does. Sorry for cussing. That one was probably.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh.
Hey.
You said
Was I the only
Hey.
one? Also, was I the
What
only
are
one
you
that
talking
thought
about?
that Jason Tatum was like kind of cringe after the game?
Yeah. The article,
mean?
one of the articles I read was about him copying lines from the last time Boston won a
he's getting interviewed on the
championship.
side. He's getting interviewed on the court, and this seemed very forced. But it was like, we did it, and then he just like looked at, we did it. It was like, Are you Kevin Garnett?
Yeah,
Like,
that's-
anything's
yeah,
possible.
that's-
It's like it just
Everyone's
it just
waiting
seemed
for
very
it, like-
forced. It seemed very forced, and then he gets up on stage during like one of the celebrations, and he does the Kanye. Everyone was wondering what would happen if we didn't win it. I guess we'll never know. That's
Yeah.
stupid. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
That's
yeah,
like
I
with
thought it
Seager.
was-
Didn't Seager do that one?
Yeah,
the
that's
World Series.
exactly
that
what
doesn't
it was.
make it okay.
I know. I'm just saying, like, why
It's
copy
stupid.
that?
Yeah, like, come up with
right.
your own
Everything
shit,
he
like-
did
Yeah,
was
come up
like
with your-
it was just cringe.
Yeah,
But
I
he
agree.
went to Duke, so well, makes sense.
To be expected.
Mahomes is not
Duke
Kermit the
pinball.
Frog. He's actually Kenny Powers. If you watch that
Yeah,
video, it's
Kenny Powers.
hilarious. All right, well, it's over.
No
NBA
more
Finals is
basketball.
over and
And
we're done
stop
with it.
talking about
We're done.
basketball.
Olympics, though.
Let's talk about for a
Ooh,
second.
no.
Let's talk about the WNBA with these things.
Dream
With I'm just kidding. I'm totally
Dream team.
kidding. We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
We're
Beating a
over
dead
it.
horse on it.
All
we're
that
done with
happened
it.
was a flagrant foul, and that
We're
was
done.
it this week.
We're done.
That's it. So we're done.
Anybody got anything for the NHL finals? I have not really been watching a lot, so I can't really truly
Bob, you're
comment
up.
on it.
I think Florida's the better team. That they're gonna finish it out probably tonight.
Yeah.
There isn't really much. Edmonton, they don't have the defense. They don't have the goaltending. Florida, the last game, it was an anomaly. The whatever the final score, 8-2, 9, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Florida has just everything. When if they're playing, well, they're going to be playing well in one of these games, and they do everything right.
Yeah.
They have the better team, the better goaltender. They're gonna finish it off.
Cool.
You could say they're similar to the Celtics.
That's
because
how
they
I-
were up 3-0.
Yeah.
Edmonton comes in, knocks the
Yeah,
socks off of them. But
exactly the same.
like Robert was saying, though, Florida, I remember they took a lot of their key players off the ice a little bit more than halfway. Into
Once
that
it
game,
started
because
to
they,
get-
just like the Celtics players, they were resting their guys because they knew they were going to lose.
Once it started
What's
to
the
get
use?
out of hand, yeah.
And then they're going back to Florida today, or they're going to be in. They're going to be in Edmonton.
Florida.
Yeah, so
I
I
believe.
I expect them to do the same thing Boston did, probably finish it up.
I think it's in Florida.
Well, it'd be interesting to, basically have two big name finals finish just a couple days apart from each other.
They
In the
usually
same
finish
fashion.
pretty
Yeah.
close.
In the same fashion,
in the
3-0,
same fashion,
then
yeah.
one blowout game, then finish.
Well, I do want to move on to something really fun. Something that we did in the last week that was a blast, honestly. One of the best trips I've ever taken.
I'm sorry.
So,
Said it was all
Company
right.
could have been better.
right. Well, sorry, Cam. But no, so Sports Bites took a little field trip this last
We
week.
did. It was fun.
Took a little trip. We've been planning it for a little while, trying to get some things figured out. But so we took the Amtrak train up to Baltimore,
Choo choo.
doing 125 miles an hour on the tracks. Holy shit, that was I really didn't expect it to be quite that fast
I
when I
wanted to go
clocked it.
faster.
Dude, that
Yeah.
shit was so
125.
fast. Dude,
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
it
so
was
fast.
so fast, dude.
That's great.
But it's only once you
ridiculously
get to
fast.
DC.
Bullet train.
Yeah.
Well, we could take the regular train to DC, and then we could take the Acela from DC to New York.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Well, so God, Brett. Bites went to Baltimore.
Thought y'all went
I
to
thought that
Paris.
was Paris.
I thought y'all went to Paris. So Baltimore for 2 games. Orioles and Braves. Wednesday, Thursday. It was, I guess, game 2 and 3 of the series. We had talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. Keys to winning, what both teams needed to do.
Score more
Hit the ball.
runs.
I was gonna say,
than
I
the
think
other
it went
team.
exactly like what we talked about. The pitching matchups. I think we had a little edge in the last game with Lopez, as far as the pitching matchup that night. First game, though, I will say, it was awesome. Like the series of events leading up to, I felt like it just cracked open all of a sudden. Like everything was cool, and then it was like boom, 2-0, boom, 2-2 tied up, boom, this game's over.
Yeah, it was pretty
They
sweet.
tied it at the end, though.
It was a cool game.
We had a really good view where we saw as soon as Olsen hit the ball, that ball was gone. And it was, I liked talking about earlier in the day, I was explaining to you about the pasture that had the fan section
Yes.
yeah.
for Colton Cowser,
Mm.
because everyone moves and
Yeah,
dresses up like
cows.
cows for him.
No.
And I was explaining that to him, and it was only fitting. The bottom of the 8th inning,
It's a homer.
Smoke. That day.
he comes in. He
Oh,
wasn't
yeah, he
pitch hitting. He
destroyed.
came in for defense the inning before, but that was his
Yeah.
first at bat of the game.
He destroyed
Well,
that thing.
if
And
you
we
hear,
had a great view because Harris jumped. We could see him jump up for it. We had the perfect angle.
Oh,
to
man.
see his
Oh, yeah.
glove, like
It went right over
Harris
it.
went up the wall. He went up the wall for it.
How
He
close
did
was
everything.
it? It went right over it.
It went up.
it was-
It missed, and we didn't even I don't think we were paying attention. The ball bounced and came back.
Came back in.
And Joe, old Joe, he was. No, the ball that didn't go over. Please.
Honestly, it was nice seeing it was nice seeing both teams win while we were there. So I guess we all got a little piece of what we wanted.
Yeah, that's cool.
The first night, I thought weather was cool. Like it was a little warm that day, but it was enjoyable.
By the
while we
time
were there.
once we got in our
Nice.
seats, we were like in shade. It
I'll
was
tell you,
perfect timing.
The splash zone over there.
that looks
pretty
fun.
cool.
It looks like a lot of fucking
I
fun. I'm gonna
tried to
right
tell you.
now.
I told
Yeah.
y'all.
That-
Like that is.
It was sold out every time I looked.
Oh,
it was sold.
I didn't want to. It was way too expensive, especially for non-Orioles
Right.
fans. to sit in there. I'm not going to be like, no, we're sitting in the splash zone. We're paying $200. You guys are gonna sit here and you're gonna like it.
I mean, I
Where
would
you
have
fucking
enjoyed
poncho
it.
thing.
No, the time to set in that section was
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
The day game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so I actually went down and said something to Mr. Splash. Cool dude. Like, but I was like, man, even as a Brave, like got all my Braves gear on. I was like, hey, first time at Camden. Like, dude, your energy is awesome. Like that dude stays
Oh, yeah, the
fired
guy
up
that, like-
the
Yeah.
whole time.
He's got a-
And
they
he's
got a
like
whole ass
4 different
hose
arsenals.
and, yeah,
He's got like an
super
arsenal of
soakers
things.
and-
They sell his jerseys in the team
Yep.
store.
Yep.
That's sweet.
Yep. It's
He
awesome.
had his own bobblehead night.
That's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah. that's
Really?
sick. Just like the freeze.
That I might have to look up on eBay.
That's
That would be
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool to add to the collection.
Yeah, then the money you spend extra to set in there.
Oh, you get the end. You get
is
entertained.
you get entertained. He constantly is throwing past
Yeah.
giveaways.
Free
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah, he was doing
He was
bobblehead
throwing
shirts, like all
Hawaiian
kinds of-
shirts,
yeah,
all
Hawaii,
of
yeah.
these giveaways
Holy
to give
crap.
bobbleheads away to people.
Yep.
It's a party in
Yeah.
that section.
Yeah, and
Cool.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
that
crazy.
It was
Pretty
cool.
cool.
And I will say this, you always worry as a visitor fan about the fans that you're going to be around. And we are, I feel like if we do the 30 stadiums, we're going to run into some people that's like, hey,
When?
fuck you. Like, and Orioles fans, awesome. They were so
No,
awesome.
I was never
What?
worried for you guys.
Her face when you said that.
Well, I mean, but that's baseball. I'm like, we're not going to 30 stadiums without one set of fans heckling and
No,
talking
you guys
shit
go to
the
Citi
whole
Field,
time.
y'all are gonna get it.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
even when we went to
Yeah.
Washington, like the fans were cool. Division rivals, like,
But that guy was still talking trash.
I mean, you're gonna hear trash. That's different to hear trash talking
Washington.
from
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
fans.
Please
than
let
to
them
them be in
talk.
your
They
face
were,
to
and
talk shit
do you know
to
what
you.
he
Like,
was saying?
I'll be
He was
like,
walking
cool.
behind us, and he was like, the Bills were like, all the Bills fans were cheering. He was like, "Yeah, what's it feel like to not be relevant for the last 20 years?" And I was like, "I don't know. You should know.
Yeah, I
how
was
it
gonna say, what does it feel like?
you of all
Your
people know what
question.
it's like."
Was it that game where the lady was walking by and was like, "We all leave. We all just get out of here."
I think so.
I think it was.
Afterwards.
Yeah, after it was over, we were walking around, and the lady that was there, this old lady in Nats jersey, like just walking by, you could tell, just pissed off. She's like, "We all just leave. We just get out of here. Go somewhere. Just get out of here." Like, damn, lady.
Yeah, I was
Just
never
baseball.
worried. I was never worried of the
For us at
fans. For
Baltimore.
yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, Baltimore, south of Lombard was awesome. south of Lombard
South of Lombard.
was super cool. The Inner Harbor was beautiful,
What
honestly.
Right.
Well, so we stayed. There's a street called Lombard here, and then our hotel was right below it. And then below that, a block and a half from Camden Yards. The Ravens Stadium, a couple more blocks past that. You got the Inner Harbor to the east.
You go a
Everything's
little
south
bit
of-
north.
Man,
It's
some
rough.
streets.
Have you seen The Wire?
I was gonna say
It's not quite
like East,
not like
East LA versus
It's
West
not
LA.
that. It's still close enough to the touristy section
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a little bit, but
I've
Yeah,
been,
no,
Pretty rough.
I've been to some rough parts of Baltimore.
Yeah,
I've been
that-
through some.
it was it was great though.
Yeah,
It's cool to see though.
I thought it was awesome.
All the scenic route.
And you can't go to Baltimore without talking about the food.
Here we
Boy.
go. Here we
That-
go.
Did you
Gave-
give some pictures?
Crab City over here.
get pictures
we'll
to
share
Josh.
those
I didn't
on
wanna-
our Sports
I want to
Bites.
overload the guy with stuff.
Man had the
we'll-
most seafood.
we'll load
one
those
week.
up on the
Post them up
Facebook tonight.
socials. But I will say this: we got really lucky with one big part of it. I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about this place. We were going out the first night before the game to try to find a place to eat, and we're looking up places to go. And I'm like, oh, this place Pickles is near it, and Robert's like, Baltimore staple. We're not getting to Pickles. Like it's gonna be packed.
Yeah.
And so we go out there, and I guess it was the game.
It was early.
Yeah, it was.
We were still a few hours away from
Yeah,
game
game
time,
time.
and the regulars that pack Pickles and everything, they're not arriving to the
Wait.
game an hour before.
We went to Pickles the second day.
No, it was the first night.
First day.
Gosh, such a
I
Say,
know.
she forgot the
I
second day.
Right.
Blur. Here we go. Here we go. What did you do?
Good time.
What did you
Someone
do?
had a really good time.
I did.
Orange Crush.
Black.
Oh my god.
Blackout Rage.
I had Orange Crush when in Baltimore.
Was it Orange Crush? I thought it was Orange Smash. Was that the
That was
Oh,
no, the
Orange
Smash
Smash.
Hey.
That's what I was talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
Hey.
Orange Smash, but the Orange Crush was,
was
the drink that I got. at Pickles.
Golly. Yeah, that was
Strong as shit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we got into Pickles. Surprisingly, like because we're going to whatever that toaster place was, like toasted sandwiches or something.
Toast.
And when we
It would
walked,
have been shit.
yeah, and,
Hot
well,
belly.
and I'm like, when we walked by, that was the thing because there was a lot going on out there. There just wasn't a lot of people. out there.
It wasn't. By the time we walked out of Pickles,
It was bumping.
it was the block party had started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got to throw the shout out to Pickles because Robert, you hit it on the head. It was a staple in the area. Pub food is hit or miss.
Yum.
Like bar food, pub food, that kind of restaurant is very hit or miss. You might find a Jim, you might find Cole. I'll tell you, when we went in there, I thought it was a really cool environment, but I liked how you scan a QR code. You don't have a server come up and do anything, take your order. You scan a QR code, it brings up the menu on your phone, and you order everything, and they bring it to you after it's ready.
And it is
You
very
order-
quick.
It
Like
was
you-
so
efficient.
efficient.
less than 5 minutes after we order, everything is
Yes.
there.
It was amazing.
You
pretty-
got the
pretty-
chicken, the
pretty nice.
grilled chicken and crab sandwich.
Chicken Chesapeake.
Yeah, chicken Chesapeake. You got brisket quesadilla.
Yeah,
Chicken and
barbecue,
crab.
quesadilla.
Crap.
Cam, if you're still in here, what did you get? Put it in the comments.
He got
the
double
burger.
cheeseburger or some kind of cheeseburger.
Because I got the mushroom
Bacon.
Swiss
It
burger.
was like a bacon burger or something like that.
maybe
thought-
maybe
Nothing
something like
but
that.
bacon.
And then the crab dip. Robert was the first one to pull the trigger on that one. He was like, "Look,
Crab
we get
dip.
crab dip, right?
Yeah.
That crab dip,
Crab dip with
really
the
good.
sandwich.
I will say, I do think that now that I've had a couple crab dips in Baltimore, you're ballsy, dude. That first chip like scraped right off the top, all the Old Bay and everything with it. Just,
Oh yeah.
I wasn't even thinking. Yeah, it was.
You got the
it
rush.
choked me up a little bit.
Yeah.
You got the rush.
but
the crab.
it was great crab dip. I thought it was really
It was
good.
good.
The burger,
Phillips was better.
Phillips was better, but the burger there was absolutely one of the best mushroom Swiss burgers I've ever had in my life. Not to sit here and harp on the food, but we are Sports Bites, and this was a sports trip with a lot of great food in it.
That's all
It
we wanted to
was
do was
it was a ton of good food.
no.
But so yeah, went to Pickles, went to the game. Baltimore takes the dub that night. Everything that first night, go back to the hotel, everything's cool. I was stuffed. I didn't eat a single thing that first night at the game. That next morning when we went to breakfast, I didn't think I was going to eat anything. I was so full still from Pickles.
I had a massive headache that first night.
Yeah. You had to go to
That
first
I
aid,
wasn't
didn't you?
eating. I went to first aid to get some Advil because I was asking, is there a concession anywhere that sells Advil, anything? Like, go to First Aid. Okay.
Gotta go all the way there.
But yeah, I had such a bad headache that I wasn't eating anything. Like I forgot. Like it would when Colton hit that home run.
You did take me
blacked out.
You did take me by surprise because I knew how much you were struggling, and
but
then all
that
of a
was
sudden you
so
were like,
big. That was so big. I jumped up and I started screaming.
blood pressure
started
rush.
mooing, and then I stepped back down and I was like, "Oh no,
Why'd I do that?
that was
immediately
bad."
regret this. Well, game one, awesome. I'm not going to hit on it a whole lot. Lexington Market, super cool. Anybody that goes up there for a game, highly suggest Lexington Market.
We had fun.
We did the first night. Cam did
Order a pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
we were gonna get pizza.
Yep.
From downstairs, but we
Missed it.
missed it because we kind of got sidetracked with time while we were hanging out outside for
Yeah,
some
we took a
reason.
long
I don't know what
walk.
made us forget.
Really
Well,
long
the
walk.
excitement of the night and stuff. It's easy to forget, when you're
It
super
was a little
excited.
foggy.
Yeah, it was a little foggy out there.
It was a little foggy.
Getting into something.
So by the time we got back inside, this pizza place in our lobby
Hotel.
is closed.
Yeah.
And Cam already had it in his head he wanted pizza, so he ordered pizza when we got back up to our room.
As good as it smelled every time we walked in there from that pizza place, we never
We
ordered
never
not
tried.
a single
There
time
was-
did we order pizza from there.
There's a lot that we could or wanted to do. Time goes by so fast,
It
especially
does.
when you put a baseball game in the middle.
Yes.
That you got that you're planning around.
Yes.
You lose. There's a
That's
lot.
why it was a blur.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like
Sure.
Orange Crush.
Orange Crush.
Smash.
That's
Do that.
Sunnyside Cafe at the Lexington Market.
Amazing.
was
shout out
Really-
Sunnyside Cafe doing the right thing at Lexington.
Sunnyside.
Market.
Yes,
Cafe.
absolutely. And Lexington Market,
breakfast?
you said it so many times up there, and you hit it on the head. That is what we need here. We need something like that here.
It's what Market in
No,
the,
it's
it's
what
what
Roanoke-
Market in the
yeah.
Square wishes it
Yeah.
was.
I mean, it's a melting pot of so many different places that are all awesome. You got your little bitty, short order restaurants. You got little bitty knickknack stores. You got a seafood market, like fresh fish and
Bakery.
everything.
You
got-
want a
I
fresh
mean,
chicken neck? They got
Exactly.
like
Whatever.
freshly cut up chickens, breast,
Yeah.
thighs, neck, whatever you want.
Yes, I mean it was no longer
Produce
of a walk
area,
that we
bakery
thought
area.
it was. But
Everything was a little longer of a
Yeah, it
walk than we
was.
thought it was.
I'll tell you right now, that Google Maps is full
From the
of shit.
beginning, as soon as we get off the train,
Long walk.
it's
Well, no, because we have a
when you walk the wrong
We
way.
took like a total
like
12 block
point A
detour.
and point
Oh,
B here,
shit.
and, you
And
can
I
go
went
like
bloop.
this. But she's like, this is how we go to get there. Oh yeah,
It
yeah. It was. But yeah,
It was
so
fun.
yeah, it was a
an
lot of fun.
adventure.
Yep, the market was
adventure.
super cool. The second day, going to the game, day game.
The weather really cooperated.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be brutally hot.
The wind was clutch.
But it got windy and it was cloudy
Partly
enough
cloudy.
that we had enough shade throughout the day
Nice.
that when the sun was blaring on us,
Yeah.
we knew we were gonna get some
yeah.
relief.
Well, when we walk in, obviously they do a giveaway at a lot of these games. We walk in, we get the sweet,
Birdland.
got the
shirt.
Birdland shirts right
Birdland
here.
shirt.
Yeah, Ocean City. Pretty cool little keepsake from the game.
Suvi.
And so yeah, we go in and I know Robert was wanting to hit up the team store. Was that the day we went to go in there and it had long line when we first walked in? So
So we
went,
went to the authentic team store.
yeah, that's what it was. And then walking around, going to our seats, walking around behind home plate and down by the away dugout, you see like 3 lines of like 5 people, first, second, third row. And I'm like, we had stood in line a little bit the first game, nobody came out, so it wasn't a big deal. And I see one of the Orioles, like official staff people, take something from a kid and hand it down in the dugout. And I'm like, oh, somebody must be signing autographs. I'll take a chance. Like, why not? There's nobody in line. I'll go down there and see if I can't get something signed. So like working my way through the line. The kids down there, I will say this, they got a racket figured out down there. They just get one of their buddies at first in line, and then they just throw their buddy stuff the whole time, and their buddy just doesn't budge. He just keeps handing stuff down.
Some of
That's
those kids
annoying.
are probably paid by autograph
Absolutely.
collection
Yeah.
people to go
Absolutely.
get the autograph themselves.
Well, so yeah, eventually like the kid that was up front in the line I was in, one of the adults is like, "Hey man, like you've got like 8 things signed. You got to get out of here. Like let everybody else come through." The next kid in line is like, "Does anybody else have anything?" So only thing I can think, I take the hat off. I'm like, "Here you go, dude. I don't have a pen." He's like, "Oh, it's all right, man. I got it. I see my hat disappear. And right as it disappears, I guess the kid's dad, and he tells him like, "All right, man, we're out of here. We got ours." So the kid walks off, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" He handed my hat down there, and I'm like, "I have my hat." And so I take a step forward. There's one kid in front of me, and as I'm stepping forward, I see my hat come up like that, and Michael Harris handing it up.
Money
and
Mike.
it's like, no way.
Of all people, that's
Of
awesome.
all people. And so yeah, signed hat, hands it up.
That's
And
sick.
all I could think, I just yelled. I was like, "Thanks, Mike." Turned around. He kind of like nodded. I will say, and I've said it a couple of times, very, very surprising. Nobody thanks people for autographs. And that's crazy to me. Like they're
Take it for
taking their,
granted as a kid.
absolutely. And but that athlete does not have to come out there. They're not bound at
Right.
all to have to come out there. They're
They
doing it for
might be.
fans. I don't think they are.
It might be like part of a press obligation.
I don't maybe, but
Maybe
I
a
don't
few
think they
people
were.
per
Maybe
team.
in Atlanta, but not at away stadiums. I don't think that they would be obligated to have to come out to away fans to do that.
If
But
you know if they're obligated,
Could be
tell us.
Yeah,
obligated
like,
or
if anybody-
voluntary. I mean, either one.
yep, Cam over here, that first night, yep, that crab mac and cheese dog.
He ate it
A
while
lot
we were
going on
standing in
that.
line.
That's a lot.
Crab mac and cheese dog. That's right.
He did. We
he
went.
left, comes back, he goes, "I just had a hot dog with crab mac and cheese on it."
In line.
Yeah, he went out with me to get a drink, and he got a hot dog while I was, I think, going to the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
I come out of the bathroom, and he's already eaten the entire hot dog. It's gone, demolished. Yeah, it didn't last very long.
But yeah, so kind of funny to me. Like, I don't know, maybe it is a kid's and adult, but the adults didn't thank anybody either. Like, they didn't thank Michael Harris for autograph. And I always thought, like, if you get an autograph, like when we met AJ Minter in Washington, I'm like, I'm starstruck, and I'm a 39-year-old man at the time, and I'm like, I'm still like, holy shit, this is AJ Minter signing my hat. He's talking to me. Like, he's handing me my hat.
He's
That's
just a
awesome.
regular
John
person.
Beans for the beer.
Yeah.
Uh
Saying.
oh. You ruined the build up here. Who is this guy? John Means.
But no, yeah, the second game, awesome. It's still, we went up 2-0 early. I think that game,
It went exactly like I said it was going to
it
beforehand.
did. It did. Lopez pitched really well. That first inning, I've gone back and watched the video now a couple of times. So that ball,
You got two
Never got
cool
traded
things
out.
at the freaking game.
it stayed in play for the strikeout before Santander and the Santander fly out to Michael Harris. It was in play for both of those batters, which I was just surprised about. But
Is that when it got through in? Was that
Riley
and that
threw
was
him a freaking ball.
Harris sends it back. It went to Harris, to Albies, to Olson, to Riley.
That's crazy.
And then Riley threw it over there. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's 4 Orioles fans beside me, and they were pretty cool. We were talking trash back and forth the whole time. I'm going to tell you right now, I'd have fought that dude over that ball. I saw that ball come out and was like, any game I ever played softball or baseball, please don't fail me now. I've got to catch this ball. But I will say this, I was on basically one toe, stretched as far as I could. And the moment that ball hit my hand, it was like glue, dude. It was not coming out of my hand.
Cool.
But yeah, so we got the game used ball and
Dang,
the
dude,
auto.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I would have.
And Cam, he
Yeah,
said he got a
thank you.
nice sweat towel at the gate, which, you know, his sweat towel looks a lot like that.
But it was that was Thursday. It was so hot, and
Cool.
yeah, it was
I think
nice
he
to
got
have.
an extra one too because I think he stole the woman's behind
And I think
him.
I told the guys in front of him I had an extra one too.
Because it was
walked
behind
off
him and
with
he
two.
kept grabbing like behind him. And those women probably were like,
You can keep that. You can keep that.
I mean, in hindsight, I kind of did that with the hat, didn't I?
Cam, if I sweats on it, it's mine.
Cam kept apologizing because he was borrowing my jersey and my hat. He's like, dude, I'm sorry, man. He's like, I'm sweating so bad.
It
I'm
was
like, dude,
so
it's all right.
hot.
It's no problem. Like, the had a wash. By the end of it, he kept like, man, I'm so sorry. I'm sweating. I'm like, dude, it's all keep it. I need it.
It's your hat now.
Keep it.
Like, because he was
your-
so worried about sweating. And I'm like, dude, I don't want you to worry. Then keep it, dude. It's all good.
Yeah.
I needed an open space on the shelf for a new hat anyway. But yeah, awesome game. Braves pulled out the win on that one. So it was a 1-1 trip. A lot of fun. Phillips Seafood.
Well,
Fogo.
Fogo.
Yeah.
We did
so
Fogo.
Fogo was awesome. And I guess it does make sense for you to bring that up because I do feel obligated because I told the manager that I would put a shout out there for Fogo in Baltimore's Inner Harbor. I told him, I said,
Fogo.
we have a podcast in Roanoke and we're going to do a shout out
Yes.
because you guys killed it out here. They really did.
They did do a
And
good job.
There's gotta
Fucking
be.
Robert Besmirch over here. This dude, he's like, oh yeah, I'm sure that really matters to him. I'm like,
Yeah. You're part of this. Care less
But I
about this.
do also know that this manager
Fogo
in
doesn't give a
Fogo de
lot
Chao in
About
Baltimore.
our little poto.
You can tell by the look on this guy's face when he was
thanks.
telling him.
well, no, and then the guy comes back 3 minutes later with a QR code. He's like, oh, here.
How about you give us a
just give
Google
us
review?
on
You
this,
just
man.
give us-
Hands
yeah.
them around the
Yeah,
table.
that's
Like,
what
here, just give
he
me
heard
a review.
review and was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I bring QR code."
That's
back.
really what. That's really what he wants.
But in hindsight, I will do a legit shout out to Fogo because one big thing that they did that was awesome, other than the cheese.
No,
The cheese was stellar. Halloumi cheese is my new thing. But
We've
the
made it at
pineapple.
home.
Robert had been waiting on some pineapple. He'd been talking about it since I think before the trip, even when we started.
Yeah,
or
and they
maybe
get
it was when we left.
big pieces of pineapple.
But so yeah, I didn't know that they didn't actually have that as part of their thing anymore. Like,
I didn't either.
yeah, and so the guy came out and was like, they checked on us a few times. Like, is there any special meats you guys want us to bring out?
I said grilled pineapple.
Yeah, he said pineapple. Well, and the thing was, when you said it, the look that they gave you,
Yeah.
I was shocked about because I was like, that's not that crazy of a request, is it? Like, we've been waiting for pineapple. We've had it at the other Fogo and at Rios. They had pineapple, so it wasn't that
Yeah.
big a thing. And the server goes back, comes back. She's like, all right, it'll be 15 minutes. It's gonna be 15 minutes on the pineapple. And we're like, okay, no problem. Like, we're on vacation. We'll wait. And then the manager comes out and he's like, yeah, do you guys need any special meat or anything? We're like, well, we're waiting on pineapple and, some cheese. And he's like, oh, okay, let me go check on that. And he comes back out and he's like, so it's gonna be about 20 minutes on the pineapple.
After we waited already.
We
like
already waited 15
minutes.
minutes at that point. Was like,
We'll wait.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine, we're
So,
waiting.
but
Just keep bringing the meats.
they brought the pineapple out there, and I'm not a huge fan of pineapple. It was amazing.
Yeah, it had like some
was-
brulee sugar and
Nice.
Yeah, it was
good.
awesome. But then when he came out and told us, like, he was like, some of the older gauchos that we have here, he was like, they knew the recipe and was like, that kind of set me back. Like, oh, they don't have this. This isn't something that they serve on the regular. And they made that special for our table because and I
They're
thought that
awesome.
was super cool.
Yeah, I was talking with like my dad and stepmom, and she asked, "Did you get filet?" I was like,
Oh, we did have to ask for filet.
I was like, they didn't have much. We did get one. She's like, no, you asked for it. I go, yeah. I was like, not everyone only wants to eat filet. I was like, it was the way she's like,
Right.
no, you just tell
You
them
just say,
you
oh.
just want filet. It's like, no, I wanted everything else.
Yeah, I want to try everything. Yeah. Although,
And she asked us to, did you get the grilled cheese? And I told her, I was like, yeah, the guy, he brought some, and Randy was like, how about 2? And the guy said, do you want the whole tray?
How about all?
I'm like, dude, don't tempt me.
He
And
said, "Can I?"
But the look on his face was hilarious because he's like, you want the whole thing? I'm like, don't tempt me. And he's like,
No, but really.
do you want the whole
No,
thing?
the look on his face later in the night when he started walking to the table
like-
with another tray with a smile on his
Like,
face. Like,
You want another train, you suckers.
But no, it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. We did see some really interesting happenings that night. Actually, when we went back to the hotel, we were all outside, enjoying
Taking
the
a
weather
walk.
and stuff, taking a walk, and we're outside the hotel, and man, we hear this loud, just and it's these 4 or 5 dirt bikes come hauling ass around the turn. I'm pretty sure one of the dudes was wheeling around the turn.
They
like,
were wheeling
leaning into a wheelie
everywhere.
coming around the turn, hauling ass down the road. I mean, wheeling the whole 3 or 4 of them all the
Like,
way down the street,
yeah.
just loud and everything. And it was like, wow, that's
It just
they
looked
let
like
that
an
shit
Instagram
get,
video.
Yeah, they let that
Like-
shit get away around here, or like it's nothing. And then we see this poor guy, man.
And this was
Like
a while
literally,
later.
Like two,
Like-
3 minutes later.
Oh yeah.
This dude on, I don't even know what it was, an electric scooter or something. He's
It was
on
like a Vespa.
Yeah, he's on the sidewalk rolling down, rolling down in the
ape
same
hangers,
direction.
like-
Yeah, just rolling down, like looking down the road and stuff as he's going down. And I'm like, man, that poor dude right there. He's like, man, them assholes down there, they do this to me every time. They call me like, yo, dude, come ride with us. We'll wait for you. We'll go slow. It's like, man, this is bullshit. They do this shit every time. And so,
This is all, by the way, a made-up scenario. We all just made up.
Yeah,
in our
yeah.
head.
Things were a little foggy.
Yeah, the whole trip.
we're out there for a little while. We're just hanging out talking. And then you see the dude on the Vespa or whatever go back up the road. Looking mad as shit. Like, he just looks so disappointed and pissed just riding back up the road. And I'm like, that
Vespa
poor
doesn't
dude
go
right
as
there.
fast as these-
Oh, dude, I was like, man, he's going back up there. He's like, this is bullshit.
all of you
They-
guys.
yeah, it's such bullshit. They always do this shit. I'm going to tell Terry, you better lose my fucking number, dude.
Harry.
Damn Terry on
Terry,
those
don't
dirt
hurt
bikes.
him.
Golly, man.
He did not put it in reverse.
Cam said been planning it for years. Yeah, funny night. I was dying. That one was, I think we all got a good laugh.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
just enjoyed getting away.
yeah, it was.
with our
It really was.
friends.
It was nice getting up the next day. First time ever we've been early, like
Checking out of the hotel.
setting up to check out of the hotel, and then of course, you know, we go grab a bite to eat at Phillips. Phillips seafood was amazing. Crab dip was the best there. I never really got to ask how the crab cake was. It
was
looked
great.
It was amazing.
tremendous.
Mine was. I had a different.
And theirs
one.
were fried. It was the same crab cake, except theirs were fried. Mine was.
Oh, okay. I got you.
What do you
I got
mean?
you.
Mine wasn't fried.
That crab cake that y'all, it looked fried to me. Like it was like a fried.
Not like a deep fried.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, maybe I was looking at the wrong thing.
I didn't know you had a crab cake on yours.
Yeah, I had a couple shrimp, a fish, a piece of fish, and a crab cake.
I didn't get a piece of that crab cake.
Crab cakes
No.
and football.
Yeah.
That's
you
what
like-
Maryland
Bite of
does.
fish.
No,
Fried
I gave
fish.
you a bite of the crab cake.
Oh, really?
Yes. How
Damn,
foggy were things for
Well,
you?
I was balls deep in those crab legs at that
Wedding
point.
crab.
They were so good. The crab
Yes,
legs
and
were
that's all we
amazing.
kept saying were crab cakes and football.
Yeah,
Crab
crab
cakes,
and football. But yeah, and then you
Crab
know,
cakes and baseball.
topping it all off, going back to the hotel, waiting to leave. We're sitting there, and Robert's sitting there across from me.
Unbelievable.
And this dude walks in, and I didn't really think much of it. I didn't really pay any attention. Robert's like, "Hey," I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "That's John Means." Like, no. He's like, "Yeah, he just had
Crazy,
Tommy
man.
John surgery." He's like, "It's John Means." And turn around, look, sure as hell enough, John Means walking into the hotel.
Immobilizer.
Yeah, like full on RoboCop arm.
Yeah,
over here.
that thing was
Serious.
intense.
Dude goes and gets in line behind a slew of Orioles fans.
Crazy.
A lot of Phillies too.
That is true, and I told Cam like the place started to smell differently after that last day there. So
Yeah.
sorry to all my Phillies fans. I'm just joking. I'm just
No,
joking.
we're not.
But yeah,
They're the same Eagles fans.
yeah.
Mm,
No, they are.
Most.
They're in
of them.
Philly. They're Phillies fans. They're
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
not. You're not a
We
Ravens
don't
fan.
associate with.
Yeah.
No, I'm
yeah.
not. But most of the Orioles fans
Are.
are Ravens fans.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's right. That's correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We did have a joke on the way back though, because right up from the hotel was the Goddess Lounge or whatever.
The Goddess Line, which I googled it. I looked it up.
Yeah, it said what it say
Like-
frequented by Ravens flock
No,
or
it's
something.
just like
It was a
yeah,
part of the
part of
Ravens
the
flock.
Ravens flock.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
went to a strip club.
no, we didn't end up going, but I was like, how funny would it
No,
be?
that it was a strip club.
How funny! Cam said he's falling
sounds
out
like
of
a
his
strip
chair
club to
right
me.
now, dude. I will never forget that shit about Terry. I will never forget that ever for the rest of my life, Cam. That was one of the greatest moments. But I was like, how funny would it be if we went to this strip club and we're hanging out? Brent's back here in Roanoke. and somehow we're hanging out. And fucking all of a sudden we look over and Lamar Jackson's there. How funny would it be to send pictures to Brent of us like with Lamar Jackson like
At the club.
dude, all of us, the four of us just hanging. Lamar like that'd be hilarious. Sorry, Brent. That one would have been funny. It would have been worth it. It would have been worth it. But yeah, good times all around. And then the ride back. I mean, it was an awesome trip. Not having to be at work the next day always pays off.
That was kind of like a pro move, by the way. We went on vacation Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we got home late Friday, had all day Saturday to like catch up on everything that we need to catch up on and sleep and chill.
Yeah.
And
And caught a foul ball,
whatever.
got a signature hat, and met John Means. That's crazy.
yeah,
Yep.
I can't beat that.
it was a pretty good day.
Yep. Well, we are getting a little bit close, so let's go ahead and jump into. I had one more segment, which we will again, I guess, skip for this
No,
this
we
week.
can talk about it.
Well, I was gonna say, we still got to talk about what moves us.
Yeah, what
and
moves
do
us
some
for the
reviews.
week? Yeah.
We'll do that.
And so,
wait.
Brent usually starts off with what moves you. He's usually the
Yeah, 'cause
first
he's
one
like-
to jump in. So,
I go first.
so who was
You're in Brent's
moved
seat.
first?
I'm not ready to be moved.
Go ahead, Rob.
This was something that I didn't even know was happening. I saw it, I think, Pro Football Talk. I think that was where I saw it from. But apparently it's been going on since 2015. But yesterday, Roger Goodell and Jerry Jones both testified in court. The NFL is being sued over Sunday Ticket, which is very interesting. They're basically saying that NFL has forced the providers, whether that be DirecTV or now YouTube TV, to jack the prices up of Sunday Ticket so that people buy it, but not too many people buy it, because they want to keep the ratings on CBS and Fox at a certain number to keep that contract with them happy, but also sell enough to make some money with the Sunday Ticket and to make. How much did they sell Sunday Ticket for to YouTube? Like
so much.
Yeah,
it was
ridiculous.
like a lot. Like there was, I saw there was a story that ESPN, when they were in talks with purchasing it, they were going to have a $70. It was going to be $70 for Sunday Ticket, and they were going to offer team plans, which that's, as a Cowboys fan, I don't have to worry that much about it. There's at max 3 games I don't get to see in a season, and I'll figure ways out for those. But what would be nice for me, the perfect situation for me, would be if Sunday Ticket offered you could purchase a game, game by game.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
that
they
would be
did,
nice.
if they did it just by team, that's fine. I think
Good idea.
that is a great. That should be an option. You
Yep,
should be.
definitely.
Why should you have to pay for every NFL team when you can only watch one game at a time anyway? And there's everyone's pretty much playing at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a ripoff. And from what I've understood with the lawsuit is it doesn't look great for the NFL. So this may turn out good for viewers to where Sunday Ticket is going to be affordable now.
Yeah.
Or reasonable.
I wonder if they'll go back like, did you pay for Sunday
yeah,
Ticket?
class action.
Well, you may be entitled to compensation.
Well, apparently there's already a
Yeah.
shitload of people
Really?
involved in this lawsuit.
As it should be, man. I'm like, dude,
That's
it's
crazy.
a lot.
They make a shit ton of money as it is. That like gouging shit like that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, yeah, I hope they get what they deserve if that really comes out and that's what it's looking like it will. Because that's bullshit.
But nowadays, you should be able to watch every single one of your favorite teams' sports games,
Well,
no matter what.
even now with it being spread across so many platforms with Prime and I don't know them all, Peacock and whatever, you have to purchase so many different subscription services just to be able to do it. The cost of it was actually, I think I don't know if it was Carolina. I can't remember what stadium it was, to be honest. But it was cheaper to watch every home game from the stadium yearly than it would be to purchase each of those monthly plans
Right.
for all of those subscription services.
And next MLB somebody needs to do something about MLB and their blackout.
I love MLB TV, but the blackout stuff sucks.
ridiculous.
Baltimore and
There are
Washington.
parts of the country that if you live in like a certain area, there may be 5 or 6 teams that are blacked out for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not.
It's insane. There shouldn't be blackouts. There should be no reason for a blackout. Like when YouTube TV had MLB Network there for a little while, they don't anymore. The Orioles weren't good at that point.
Yeah.
So I didn't care. I wasn't trying hard to figure out a way to watch all of their games.
Yeah.
Masson is only available through cable. So they would have games on MLB Network. I'd be like, okay, I'll get to see them. No, because the game's also on Masson. The game's blacked out on MLB Network.
And Masson sucks.
Yeah.
Masson
is terrible.
Yeah,
Masson
terrible.
Masson
Standard,
is
yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
I like the announcers, but I hate
Oh, see,
Masson.
we
So
hate
the quality.
watching.
Well, the Nationals.
Yeah, the
That's
Nationals.
what
Yeah.
the
The
Orioles.
Valley-
Yeah,
Valley
but
Sports.
the
They
Nationals.
talk crap.
They're golly. We watched a game on Masson last year where it was the Orioles or the Nationals and the Braves, and they were down something like 9-1 or something, and a fly ball. A player didn't go, like they waited and let it drop and picked up the ball and threw it in. And the announcers ripped this dude like he was like the biggest piece of shit in the world. They're like, yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, you see that over there, just not even trying for it. Just not even trying. I'm like, dude, you guys are getting your asses blown out of the water. Like, what are you talking trash for right now? I
Yeah.
get it. You're an announcer for the Nats, but like that's one thing I like about the Braves commentators. They're usually good. They go both ways. They give credit where it's due, and I think that that's necessary for a good commentator.
The Orioles do the same thing. Jim Palmer's he praises other players. But you
Fair-sided.
heard the other night in that play when Mullins slid into home plate and they called him out. Whatever. Jim Palmer's like, you've been wrong all night, Charlie, and you're wrong again.
Yep. And you were.
He does that. He's so snarky and does not hold up on like
Gotta
how
love
the umpires are
Yeah.
Gotta
are
love it.
doing. It's hilarious.
So
yeah, that's my.
I like
Well, that's good. Yeah, I like it.
It's
I like it.
moving for sure.
Well, Donnie, what moves you this week, man?
So this past week, I haven't watched it as much the last few years because we haven't been as relevant. But Florida State made the College World Series, and we played #1 Tennessee, best team in the nation, game 1, and controlled the whole game. And it was awesome to watch. You know, even though we lost, we were up 11-8 at the end, and they were down to their last strike like 4 times. Last batters just kept fighting it off, getting base hits, getting runs. They ended up coming back and winning on a walk-off. I thought after that, you know, all our momentum,
Yeah.
everything's just gone because we had the best team in the country there and we gave it away. We go into the next day against Virginia, kick ass, and then today against #4 North Carolina, we were #8 against #4 North Carolina. We just beat them 9-5.
You said that was elimination game.
Yeah, to
wasn't it?
knock them out, so we could have a possibility of playing Tennessee in the championship maybe here in the
Well,
next few days. So
Chance for a little redemption.
next redemption. But if they go undefeated, we have to beat them twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the only crabby thing because we lost that first
now
one.
I'm not sure. I think it may be different than the women's, but do they not? Once it gets to the final 2, does it not just go to a best of 3 series automatically, or does it stay? Whoever,
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
not
point.
sure.
because the women's, it gets down to the final 2.
You're
and
right.
It's a best
Yeah,
of 3.
I think
I think you're
I
right
don't-
about that.
It may be different.
The elimination round and then the
Yeah.
series round.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. I think so.
That definitely makes it more interesting.
I think they might have locked
Make it all
today
the way there.
because they beat Virginia, then they beat North Carolina.
Yeah,
So I think they locked their spot today.
Maybe,
Interesting.
I don't know.
And the Kentucky game got postponed, so that's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think that'll be like the last spot. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, we love Florida State football. Florida State basketball hasn't been as relevant, in the last few years, but we still are full out fans for it. But just to see the baseball team come through and get to that stage the first time since 2019, that was pretty cool.
Been a while.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's what moves me for the week.
That's pretty moving. Babe,
No, go ahead.
you still waiting?
She's crafting
Because
it. Just
you're not gonna take what mine is.
give her a little bit
So
more
there's,
time.
there's nothing you could take that's gonna be what mine is.
No, but I think I'm a little old with this news, and I apologize for not bringing this to you guys last week.
Oh boy.
You weren't. Yeah, you were here.
I was here last week, and I didn't find out about this until we were on our trip.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
But Rory
Rory.
McIlroy has reconciled with his wife. They're no longer getting divorced, and I guess that's probably why he shat the
I
bed
bet
at the
he's
tournament
going to get
this
a divorce
weekend.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. He's pissed off.
Yes, so there's that. Rory is off the market again, ladies,
For the time being.
for now.
Well, that's moving.
Yeah, very.
Moving. I mean,
I was moved when I heard it. I'm shocked.
Tom Brady's like, how the hell did he do that?
Yeah. So easily.
Well, not to finish it off on a somber note, but what moved me this week was kind of more of a negative, kind of in the dumps thing. It's no surprise Braves have dealt with a ton of injury this year. This last week, actually, I think the game after we get the
Friday
auto, the Friday night game, Michael Harris gets removed from the game with. I think it was initially hamstring tightness was what they were saying, and then they go in and find out that next day that it's a grade 2 strain on his hamstring. Talking about between 1 and 2 months possibly, and if he doesn't rehab well, the timetable could be even longer than that for his return. He is a crucial part of what we have. He's speed in the outfield. He's speed on the bases. He's got a great bat, great mindset. I've seen him make some of the craziest diving plays as well
over
as
the
jumping
wall.
plays at the wall. Awesome piece of the puzzle for the Braves. I hate to see another one of us go down. It really
Negative Nancy.
well, but I mean, it's one of those things we were talking about earlier. Is like not to say that we've tried to build a dream team, but you try to put the best your aces in the places that you can. For the last 2 years, that's all they've talked about is like, oh, we've got such a young team with great contracts, so we've got a huge future with these guys, and that's awesome, and that's a great way to look at it. The only thing that holds you back from that is two things: is if your productivity it falls off the table, or you turn to glass. And we're now starting to see a lot of these players having big injuries through here.
It's unfortunate.
It is, and there's nothing you can truly do to control it, but it sucks. And it's moving in a terrible direction, but it is what moved me this week because...
See, that's just a negative Nancy because I would have been like, what moved me is
How good
Cole
we're
Irvin
doing.
woke up the Braves bats.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have woken up since that time.
We've
done pretty good.
And I will
And
say...
I told him before the game started, I said, Cole Irvin is the guy you want to face when you want to wake your bats up.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to pitch for you he wants you to hit the ball.
They crapped on him.
Well, and I kind of brought up the thing. He's very similar in his pitching style to Charlie Morton. He's a contact pitcher. You have a great defense. You want to give your guys a chance to do it. Force those ground balls and those pop outs, the fly outs, foul outs, all that stuff. Force
your
those.
team's pissed off and they're hitting though against them.
And that's
bad.
And that was as soon as it happened in the beginning of the game.
Four hits,
like
like,
I look
bang,
over and
bang,
Robert's
bang.
looking at me like.
Yeah. No, I told you.
But that's what moved me this week. And staying positive. One of the things is the Braves are always very resilient. I feel like they find a way somehow to at least hang on. Phillies are still looking strong, unfortunately, and I hope
Are they?
At one point. Well, not as strong as those did, because I will say that was the biggest win of all was to go to play you guys and to go 1-2 against you guys and then watch you guys win 2 games in the Philly series. So I was like,
swept them.
Yeah.
That
Definitely.
hour rain delay.
Yeah,
really,
Definitely could have swept them.
man. But the thing is, if Santander would have just hit a single, then there would have been no delay. And there would
what I said.
Yeah. Just
What I
repeating.
was trying to say.
Oh, we know.
Negative Nancy was on the damn train that night.
I was being positive. I was like, we positively would have won this. Not there. I just got to hit.
Oh man. Well, that's all I got for that. Let's review these snacks. I want to
Bum, bum,
pass these things around. I
bum.
got one more of these in here for each of us. So
Yeah, I took
Let's,
one
let's-
just because I knew there was.
throw a little review out there for
Maybe
these.
try to get some salt in this one.
There's plenty of salt down the bottom of it. Go ahead and get all the salt out if you want because Robert doesn't need any. He's salty enough as
I'll do a salty.
I did not say that at all. sorry for cussing.
That's okay.
Salty.
Robert's like,
Salty.
if Santander would have just hit a single, I wouldn't be salty.
No, I'm not. He
No,
hit two
hey,
home runs the next day.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And in all
You did
honesty,
really
man,
good.
you know, not to go back at it while we're doing reviews, but the Mullen slide was epic.
Oh,
That was one of the
great
best slides I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
entire life.
Oh,
It was so awesome.
Great slide.
We knew it right then and there. Like, yeah, no,
No,
he's
I
safe.
didn't. I thought he was out.
Putting
Oh,
the
I thought he
salt-
was safe as soon
They
as he
showed
went
the
through.
zoomed in view, and I
putting
was
the
like,
salt
okay,
particles on there.
he's safe. I like he's walking into the dugout, and they look up, and then you see Hayes go, 100%.
Yes.
100%.
Are we going?
All right, here we go.
Melting.
I know, I had to put my mouse right with my
Oh, I'm waiting for you, Robert. I
I
got
got a little salt on this one. That's a little better.
Me too.
Oh yeah, you got all the salt. They're probably a lot better with the
I like the salt.
yeah. The sea salt probably gives it sweet and salty
Yeah.
taste.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like how
do
tiny
you
they
think?
are. Yeah, I'll give it a solid 8, just because it's not like too much caramel, too much chocolate. It's like tiny little snack, you know. If you take out a little bag of those, it's not like too much, you know.
I got 7.
Give it an 8er.
got a 7.
They're good. If you like caramel, you may give it higher, but
Yeah.
yeah.
which I do, and I'm going to.
Here we go. 10.
No 10.
All right.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
9.5.
There you go.
Only because I wish there was more.
Super close. I mean, 9.5 though.
Wait,
That's
wait,
like
wait.
that's like super duper close.
So you get like you wish there was more. Like the bag was bigger. So you docked them a half a point on a perfect score because I brought the mini bag. because I didn't bring the $15 bag. I brought the $5
Didn't bring
bag.
the big bag, so it's 9.5.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Didn't bring.
It's pretty northern.
Yeah.
It's like so they
Well,
got
we didn't
docked,
even touch on that.
they got docked
Here we
a half
go.
a point for my negligence.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
No, I mean not just because of that, but you know, I like to leave room for improvement.
I got you.
They're
All right.
delicious.
No,
So.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm going 8.5 on them. I can eat a bunch of them. They're solid. I did like them a little bit more without the salt, but I think it's because the big ones have a ton of salt on them, and
True.
It's the ratio is different on the
Like
big ones.
overwhelming.
But yeah, I like
It's
them.
always bigger on the big ones.
It is. The ratio is way different on the big ones.
Always.
Like the Acuna dog. I
Usually,
mean,
yeah.
it just
The ratio's just way different.
you got ballpark dog, and then you got
Then you got the
Acuna
Acuna dog. It's like
it's like that's Acuna dog.
ginormous.
All right, so let's move on to these high chews. I think we only got
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Uh-oh.
No, I don't need another one.
One more.
Oh, because Rachel ate the other cola that was.
No, one of those was mine.
Oh, was it? I could have swore there was another cola in here.
I don't
There was
need one.
2.
I don't need
I
one.
probably did eat it. Where's your wrapper?
No, I think you
One.
took.
I don't need one.
I think that.
Josh, did you eat one?
I don't know.
Or no, she
Yeah.
did eat it.
Oh!
Did eat it.
She ate
By
it.
your left foot. Left foot.
First, the first
I'm giving it a
Lost it
5.
in the light.
A 5.
A 5.
Yeah, they're pretty. They're about
Yeah.
as mediocre.
Means that you'd eat them if they were around, but you wouldn't seek them out,
Yep.
basically.
yeah, I'll stick with 6. Add the what was it called?
Remune.
Remune. Yeah, it wasn't bad. You know, was not bad at all.
Razor immune.
God.
I like high chews a lot.
I do like high chews.
Yeah.
These aren't as good as.
Yeah, there's
like,
some better
regular
flavors.
The
for
tropical
sure.
ones.
Yeah.
But even still, I think I'm gonna give them like a 6.75. I loved the
Whoa,
texture and
75
the
the time.
consistency, but if I'd have liked the flavor a little bit more, it would have been a 7.
When did we start going into hundreds?
No. Josh went 8.8 last week. He threw me off.
sure did?
Oh no, that's
Okay.
a tenth. That's a tenth. That's a tenth.
Okay, yeah, that is hundreds. You're right. That is,
going to the hundred.
It's a quarter.
Well,
6 3/4.
That's to the
I'm-
hundred.
I'm going.
To the 100.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
next week.
I like them.
0.00.
I like the Ramune better than I like the cola. I had a cola one before the podcast. I like the Ramune better. But I'm gonna say I give that a solid 7.567. It was
point 36.
I'm going.
it was
like,
it was a little better than a 7.5, but it wasn't quite a 7.
I'm gonna go full pie. That was 3.14.
159,657.
What do you got over there, Josh? What are you thinking?
I give it a 6.
Give it a 6.
Point.
He just went 0.0 today.
Said 6 flat.
He just went 0 today.
6.9.
Yeah, I like them.
today.
I would go find them at a store over some of the ones that they have. There are better ones though.
Yeah,
The show.
for sure.
But yeah, I could
Getting
munch
that
on
for
those.
show.
Getting that for
For
show.
show.
Yeah, for show.
But with that, I think we are out of time. Sorry as I like hiccup a haichu. Again, great show tonight, everybody. This was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun on the show with you guys. Cam, if you're still watching, I don't think you are. But we had a great time with you too. Great hanging out. Fun times. Want to give one more shout out to Terry. Keep the wheels on the ground. Damn it. Baltimore.
Stay out of the inner harbor.
I
Yeah,
think he can
Baltimore.
pick those wheels up off the
Baltimore's not, but that's not Terry.
Terry's the
on the
Zoomy guy.
Right. Yeah.
But
Terry is a
needs to
biker.
keep the damn wheels down. Stop causing such damn ruckus in
Well,
Baltimore.
they ain't gonna do that.
I saw the news article. But yeah, and again, as we always do, thank you all so much. Thank you to the fans. Thank you all for being a part of the Sports Bites family. We love you. We hope you had a great time watching this evening. I had a great time here. Hope y'all had a great time. Josh looked like he had a phenomenal time back there.
Yeah, man.
Exuberant.
Trooper back there.
He is a trooper, holding it together for us. And with that, we want to say keep hitting that like button. Keep commenting on the video even after it comes up. Throw some comments on there.
Subscribe.
Talk about
Yep.
your favorite, some of your favorite maybe concessions or maybe trips
Favorite
to the
trips.
ballpark. Yeah,
Yeah.
give us some ideas for the ballpark because we're trying to do the 30 stadiums and we want to know what we're looking forward to.
999.
Yeah, one day maybe.
I'm one day.
One day.
I would
But
have
yeah.
to not eat the day before.
And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit it. Become a part of the Sports Bites family. Jump on the train. And,
Turn on notifications so that you know
absolutely.
when we're going to go live.
Absolutely. And if
Yes,
you're a
yes.
member, if you're a subscriber and you've got your friends, your family, anybody who you think would like sports or snacks and they're not a member yet, they're not a part of it, tell them to jump on board. Give them the link. Hit that
What are
button.
you waiting for?
Exactly. So with that, I will say thank you again so much for being a part of this. We love you. And we are Sports Bites, your #1 sports podcast, bringing you the best of both worlds.
Sports.
And
Snacks.
thank you so much, everybody. We love you. Have a great night.
See you later.
Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag. Long as I wake up in the morning, I'ma get a bag. Get a bag, yeah, I'ma get a bag.
They're at Crystal Creek.